It was so.
Nama me 3 cents na mamia. Why are you complaining?
Because I think your point is well made.
If your incompetence, clueless, poor trading decision has led to the poor farmer losing 1,030 Ghana cedis, the assessor will catch no. Ya dear beton as soon as I come out on him. But all my radio can just a Wellington boot to walk of him to on this scanners are. And my catcher is a wood decide walk of him to on this scanners are. Osmao. Set na cocoa born when they fee 7,200 and buy 4,000.
No.
What kind of carelessness is this? And the farmers are struggling. And you are sitting on radio telling him say, Wellington put a bathroom and you know on this kind of
it is a lie. Government sold over 80% of all the cocoa that he had in its warehouse.
You're making the case worse.
It was sold.
Then why are you reducing prices?
It was sold before the drop. It was sold before the drop.
So why are you
that is prices? Why government is saying, telling you, say,
relevant questions.
Only 18% and our system.
Then why are you reducing price?
And then it will be strange to reduce the price
so,
to 18%.
Yes. And I make sure I say, and the Crown government is still saying, say, he will pay the original price.
Yeah, no,
yes,
that's 50,000 tons.
That is what I'm telling you. The only young farm buys a say no. Or no, I buy so what in it.
If you sold 80 of your expected weight,
so that's propaganda. And
how is the price determined?
Miracle. When I was doing, so stop lying. But you can call cocoa marketing company right now.
No, that's I know the
it is a lie.
No, what is a lie?
O can't trust it. I buy the cocoa business go or try my price across. It's a lie. It was all forward sold.
Now you are what was he trying to do? Obi, anya no krese Accra your church crisis wa. Anya no krese teacher for you juma 40 months in Jomokai. Anya no krese nurse for you juma 40 months in Jomokai. Police for interior ministry sector hall security services. Anya no krese in Jomokai. Is this
allowances have not been paid.
I haven't lied about anything.
Whose salary has not been paid?
Please write. Make a salary.
But who knows the difference between and the salary? Is there no difference?
Show me some courtesy. Show me some courtesy.
Miracles, yes. Allowances. Rent allowances have not been paid. Yes.
Complaining. Allowances are 12 months, more 15 months. Obi, in some account, so sit tiptoeing no can one who be seen ball.
Sir,
Obi, or the Uncle University of Ghana, no can say you'll be BFL no stress free.
No fees stress.
Uncle University of Ghana, no caucus as 7 Jones, someone seen a boy. You should go there right now. When he was speaking, some of the students were sending me messages. Uncle no caucus as 7 Jones. You see, this government has no respect for the people. They speak as if said the country was sold to them. Yet, mine mom. Winning elections on your ton minor mom. But me, it's not up to me to advise them. Or maybe a common cost one say, cost one for some level of disease. My baby, more bonnet for car. You know, can say, Muni be potting be a mother won't say so. Muni be potting be out. You be someone wants $1. And so, for bread, Obi and in Kaya. Young people, Gen Z's are almost dim with you about mom. Omo lights bill bo density omo rent. I won't cry. Lights bill obi sending message say osreme the light bill situation also needs amplification. Obi to your rent 700 Ghana cedi for single room or La Paz. The light bill 100 Ghana cedi a day 24 hours. O to your 700. Yes.
And oye nsuo.
Obi na bisa na ofre wa omo kan unko TikTok here on. Unko TikTok here.
No. Videos now.
Yes, that's the only place they can speak up. So I just say, Obi want to rent in a month, and I'm 1,300, and so they rent, they missing the rent, the lights bill, and I'm 1,300, and so the rent, 700 Ghana cedis. What the radio so I can send what on into why are they? Can proudly. What you could create this 1,030 Ghana cedis a free in him was a mabow. Me cry me the any year. Would any friend a haircut? Unim kuku for the doa, or Mukoko shebotomua, a good warehouse. Omo the come out purchasing class or manje, because that Momaka pieces is a momunje, and Manaka, or say, and your haircut. Coco footway, Omu didishim. Obi, they live on credit. Was 1 year and a haircut here. Coco farmers won Nacoca Sasson Chomo, so I won't see Uboa. people's reality. This is not politics. Adia we are yeke obi. Ye nyandru MPP ni NDC yo. Ye kra de nyambe mu ye. E ya woni koko ekuafo na nya. Their reality is what they are telling you. What the radio is now carry out. When the people have their realities to deal with. Obi. NDC are buying with Yankasa no. Omo kasara se one forward you nkoso wa they will mislead you. And now maize glat, we dey maize glat aba. Okay, sir, Import Restriction Act bina previous government passing on grains no.
Yes.
We no left say. Oma left say Import Restriction Act on the grains no. What it means is that $1 no I what strengthening we see in $1 na a week. And one left say Import Restriction Act on grains. Until the wire and say, "Omo ananko moto ebro no fi Ghana fo ekuya fo no." Ofa dollar na no ko import ebro ba Ghana. Eti na Ghana fo ekuya fo ebro na kegu no. That's all. That is what it is. Obi. That is what it is. Obi, America say michiro. Next week we will be in Bunu Eastern Tumu and I'll bring you the facts. Opa Frobia or yeah involved. Please stop this. This is very this please don't do that.
Obi
please don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't do that.
No, but since when did we start importing maize?
Until you hold on Onya Oria, you say whatever you want to say. Mama, you show your respect, me
Can I proceed?
Yes, proceed.
It is up to him to sit on radio and say what he likes. Opa Fretechiman, they will tell you. Obi me say they have lifted the Import Restriction Act. Now a war on grains, you know. Obi in economics, what does it mean? What left says our restriction away import no so no. Not dollar don't aye weaker. What does it mean? What it means is that we're importing more maize into the country at the expense of the local production. Now let me tell you what is going to happen and market on the world. What is going to happen is that because of Sahara glut now AC as a result of high import of maize in Intino, the farmer now no spend more in production of the maize now. Wama import competition and pushing the price and down. Next is some produce it and obe produce it. Produce it. So we are likely to rather have a sharp reverse of what is happening. Today it is glut. Next season you may have shortage in supply because I don't know be produce. Obi remember say nipa no nebro na about 450 Ghana cedis, but the cost of the bro farm and cough me. Cost of producing the maize, and cough me cost. And a price about 450. And when you have opened the floodgate for imports, when you now farmer no year maize this year now wabokano. Next year say maize. 1 year maize next year, what is likely to happen? You are likely to have a shortage in supply. When there's shortage in supply, what happens? It's not a hike in price. So you may have a higher price than even what you came to meet. We're simple economics. You don't turn radio, so don't cut your pay. And then maybe $1 the same experience. Dollar effect no. Ebi na akoka cocoa no. Dollar artificial manipulation no. Ebi and ababeka cocoa no. I said it here. When I said it here, that's the same thing they did until we are seeing the repercussions. We remember cocoa no so. NDC aba we mu clueless. Omo bon. Na bon no omo display arrogance no in the midst of the cluelessness. Into one hen ya arrogance no be katakata wonim na onim de koso obi cocoa nse me kai na ye de cocoa board to cocoa fe kuafo ho anke kuafo betumi akoton mu cocoa but aban ya hyehye mbra bi se cocoa na wo no untu wankasa untumi nkonkoton je se woton ma aban na aban koton no de wosika ye den ebrewo.
Yes.
Enti cocoa board existence nyina ne se ye ji cocoa ni fi cocoa farmers wo na cocoa board akon negotiate on behalf of the cocoa farmers.
Okay.
No when you better price. Onya no attend the commission. It is an commission no and no they run a cocoa board. No dey be ama buying. Na cocoa kuafo so aye den enye bi. Simple transaction. Simple transaction. Over the period no cocoa board's own mismanagement. Anyone challenge it nti cocoa board worker. Saka no it has nothing to do with cocoa kwene na no kura ne cocoa bottle na okokoton amansan so no. Ono de do kura ne cocoa bottle. Okoton wa de obenya no na watede de ama no na so wafa den wafa commission cocoa board ka and fa cocoa price and home. Let's put that on record. Fast forward. MPP ba mu 2017 no. na cocoa board car edaho NDC aban abo under NDC number 1 Mahama abo His Excellency abo to ho MPP aban be fire $4.7 billion.
Was it dollars or cedis?
In cedi equivalent, it was 19.6 billion cedis.
Because the financial statement or Modi Abetre in Waha for 2016-2017, no, it looks as the liabilities na 4.6 billion Ghana cedis. So
they brought you a financial statement that was as at September 2017.
September 2017.
Yes, and I'll tell you. Oh,
or
please.
2016.
17.
Okay.
2017. That financial statement is online. Public. Oh, it's not 2016. Stop it.
Season.
17.
What was handed over to you?
Oh, stop what you are doing.
No, let him finish.
I don't like what you're doing. Obi,
yes.
When we took office in 2017 January, liabilities are 19 billion. As at September 2017, near 12 billion. It is here. It is here. I'll even let you read something. I'll let you read it before I proceed. It's very important. Read this document. You can go to the second page if you want. Read this document. Read it. Read it, Obi.
So we're Ghana Cocoa Board. 20th December 2017.
Yes.
The Chairman Board of Directors, Financial State of Ghana Cocoa Board. In the way official document from Cocoa Board. Introduction. Management requested the approval of the Board of Directors to raise a 5-year medium-term loan of $750 million USD to undertake specific interventions aimed at boosting cocoa production and to liquidate various liabilities inherited by the new administration. Table 1 below shows the total liabilities of which the MTL was intended.
You can move
the summary of interventions, blah, 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 interno, ewaha. When the bids were opened, okay, 1.0, inherited debt of Cocoa Board. Cocoa Board's indebtedness stood at 19.667 billion Ghana cedis when the new management took over in February 2017. Out of the total indebtedness, management had repaid 12.7 billion Ghana cedis. Upon assumption of office in February 2017, the 2016-2017 syndicated loan of 1.8 billion US dollars had been exhausted. Cocoa Board therefore borrowed additional 2.7 billion Ghana cedis in cocoa bills from Bank of Ghana for cocoa purchases and other related operations, bringing the total debt as of September 2017 to 9.6 billion Ghana cedis.
Ghana ha sebi yeni da ho ye ba ben mu no e car MPP beto 19 billion 19.6 billion. That's what you've read in the official document. By September 2017 no na ye tue mu 12 billion. And no financial statement now no that financial, go and read that financial statement, you see the date. That financial statement is not a 2016 financial statement, a year financial statement that you prepare which reflects the repaid debt now, which is one of the things they should have done, and I'll come to that. Now, let me tell you what we inherited. A debt of 19 billion. A liability of on-bought cocoa beans in excess of about 200,000 metric tons. Mamika Semichiro, 2016, NDC are buying yabi way. Eka debt no. Omkwaje syndicated loan $1.8 billion. Omoje $1.8 billion no bi. Now somebody talk cocoa in excess of about 650,000 metric tons. Almost to buy 450,000-500,000 metric tons people. In fact, between the 9th of December 2016 and the 30th of December 2016, after they have lost the elections, almost lose elections no didn't become cocoa bad account. Now $1.8 billion, I got $400 million. No first can. Sika, it's somebody talk cocoa beans, no man fan talk. No more 2 or more for contractors and no mama road. Cocoa road contract. No more 2 Until ye ba be mu February 2017 no. Na cocoa beans that kayen toye. Yes also a buyers agreement as say to cocoa ni momo. And so loan na NDC are buying 1.8 billion om kwaje some be to cocoa beans no. Omedi. E dey tuatu om contractors and have for cocoa roads ka. It yes buying etumi to sa cocoa no e free e friend say cocoa farmers no e dey ma buyers no. And no ne ma MPP are buying cocoa Bank of Ghana. ekoje bosia so that they can buy sa cocoa now omo this can come contractors, road contractors, no, they can buy it and supply it to the friend is saying buyers. Let me tell you one thing. The rollover contract when we came to government, 193,000 metric tons of cocoa. NDC are buying we, and somewhere 2015 no to me and supply. Let's see a pace guide betria. Obi, what is say MPP are buying air complaining da? Say you better 19 billion Ghana cedis. You better rollover cocoa beans of about 193,000. You better $400 million or more we are che. Among road contractors.
May not be.
No, Obi. Sika says how the fact. My main come as a fact.
Contractors.
Okoji loan say how the cocoa beans. Now the road contractors are where we are.
Misappropriation is not stealing.
Then the tree. Then misappropriation is tree.
And it's stealing.
Can the tree, mammy? Oda can me use. Minim the tree in here.
Oda kasami.
Saskano. Mafa chedi. Mode me mama mo na fofo ni ade Obi. What is that? Say MPP are buying air complaining. Nipa no da cocoa boda aban fa no court say mbrani ndi no mobile bay mu no mu gya no mobile no mo be file ye egya no sa aka na mu gya no enwu sunsuaso e na da hwa na enyia na MPP fo so de bia be ka ho na wa ba beto Obi 2017-2018 international cocoa market price e ba afem na ekufo ado aban wo so no na cocoa ba ye ba ye be to cocoa price of 475 Ghana cedis ekufo do ni MPP aban anka se international cocoa price ne swate it is 475 cedis na yebeto ye no yebeti cocoa fo sika so there bi ekufo ado aban make sure say cocoa farmer no will not be affected nti yante cocoa so by the time ekufo ado aban efi Ghana aban mu no now we increase Ghana cocoa ekuyafo sika from 475 Ghana cedis to 3,100 Ghana cedis in the midst of 19 billion debt yebabeto ye. In the midst of 193 rollover, Mamika Semichro, if it's our 193,000 metric tons rollover, no going to mean to Yana because Oman can't buyers, no, say Omun to me supply, no, buyers, no, MIA sanctions $7.5 million. MPP are buying a bit to ye. Nina, what is an MPP are buying complaining? Cocoa Road, a car, beto ye. What him say Cocoa Road, a dower exclusive cocoa board payment, exclusive cocoa board cocoa road, say a dower currently. It was launched in June 2015. By the Mahama government, sa cocoa road because cocoa roads there if he na near friend of cocoa roads and then just say the cocoa board sika na you. It just say roads e wo cocoa areas are yeah nti bi wa World Bank support, EU support near there. 2015 June and John Mahama His Excellency no your mampeni or launch exclusive cocoa roads are yeah the cocoa board sika den etua. Omo mkotam sa roads edwuma ebeto ebetena cocoa board for it so in this format in this current format omo kono omo jaka ni nyina to apart from 400 million omo chema mo na mfo die no omo just kan nyina to e kan nyina ye de eto o ti say Akufo-Addo e complain da say me buy no mabeto ka enu nti meti cocoa fo esika so even when the cocoa prices on the international market 2017-2018 was reduced o ti say MPP complaining mobile be mu no bi Mobeto $32 billion. I mean, it's very interesting that you should hear this. Mobeto $32 billion Ghana cedis. Mobile no na kanu ho. And so 2025, mo increase cocoa ekuyafo sika twice. Eba ne saying, ina na $32 billion wo ho. And so mutumi increase cocoa prices twice.
Asempa FM.
Sata no man complain say cocoa board worker. Mutumi increase ye, even though ka wo ho. Make sure they are MPP Jema NDC. Ye ja $32 billion Ghana cedis. But ye sign su ja in cash in the Ghana International Bank account of Cocoa Board $500 million in cash. $500 million in cash. That is what Cocoa Board and the NDC inherited from the MPP. Let me tell you another thing. Kokain, a friend is saying, Honorable Atto-Forsen budget Kokain, or say the first 4 months of 2025. Revenue at Cocoa Board was about 1.8 to $1.9 billion. I'm sure you've seen that one. Obi, do you know the total revenue of Cocoa Board in the year 2025? 39 billion Ghana cedis. 39 billion Ghana cedis. And at 2025, Cocoa Board in revenue. Emu BNW NDC for Juma. So $1.8 billion in the first 4 months of 2025, you know. And here NDC for Juma. And here trader na MPP abayato. In fact, some of them cried the money had hit their account before the previous Cocoa Board management handed over to the NDC government. Number two, when your revenue of 39 billion Ghana cedis, and so complaining about debt of 32 billion. Unim the NTR and then Omakofa MPP financial statement as at July September 2017. Eka say oh Ekana 90 billion 6 billion. It is because when the MPP government took over in 2017, revenues omunya yete send omunya 39 billion. MPP abino o kind report na e de bitua sa 19 billion debt na ebe yeden ye beto ye no. How much of the 32 billion Ghana cedis and as our clueless NDC government we almost 39 billion Ghana cedis na koko bodinya 2025 no e mo do say no mo de debt. They should come and account to the Ghanaian people. The almost 39 billion Ghana cedis in 2025 no be aye 39 billion Ghana cedis na wunya in 2025 okay 32 billion then now this 39 billion Ghana cedis in year ebiem munam ena mo ka say eka enti unim no mesi fam obi wabete koko fo sika so almost ya denti na wate ye sika so ye nyina enim say de enti ya wate sika nyina no so de say international price na yeden aba fam adenti na international price ne ba fam no e affect koko price in the middle of the season. We are in the middle of the season. No, we are in the middle of the season. E affect you because Ghana forward sales they are used. Obetuma ton 2028 koko cry ne using forward sales based on the current price. This government, this clueless government, it decided yes, omo forward sales. Koko no mukra no omo de beto wa train sport sales na omo gidi say price na wo ho na at some point acquire 13,000 no. E be ko bi aka ho no maton. Omo tete koko no ho a e na kana price na den ati aba fam. Ete ba fam no it means that koko na wo kra sisi na sa wo koton a wontumi mfa saa ebo dada na wo de ma omo traces ne yeden e make yafo no ko traces no was based on the peak prices na wunya in the international market no. Don't forget to say obi okasa no say na koko na bada dan de ebetu am traces obi. Do you know the quantity of cocoa e wo koko yafo wa aban we anje from October omo do come purchasing clerks na purchasing clerks aka chom say aban so omo ntwen to omo fan kofie. He himself he has said it. Over 70,000 metric tons of cocoa. Ese cocoa ekuyafo ho. I know there omo de kwa omo so omo nje because they were afraid because they got the hints on Beboka. Eti cocoa kwani aye edwuma. Ni input cost ro. We produce we did yashem odim so obeje 3 cents na ode amano. You have fiduciary relationship say obekwa negotiate price anye hwekro benya na 3 cents. Wo carelessness and recklessness inti. You took a very poor trading decision. Time say we ton cocoa no when it was 7,200 one ton. Ina wo twen ya na cocoa na TV 72 about 4,000. Afi abo so we say mate wo kaso. One ka beti ase. Na me kasa cocoa for ne kam ho aboma officer me bo let me tell you.
Okay.
Some of the cocoa farmers have put and they have a reason. Unim said there's a guaranteed pricing mechanism per every crop season.
Yes.
Now, the guaranteed pricing mechanism means that a boy would be my for the season. It is a standing agreement between Cocoa Board and the farmers. Maybe he doesn't know. So if in the middle of the season, we are what say what the Cocoa Boards were, they have every reason to take you on. And you have every, you see, and it's interesting. Kwakai Atoforsen, honorable, ni statement or in August 2025. Tama now announced the new price.
3,600.
In fact, I say at an average exchange rate of 10.25. Or no, he went on. Then he said that this measure by government was to protect the cocoa farmer against the loss of income due to the strong performance of CD. In fact, he goes on to say that government had intervened. By maintaining the price of 3,100 per bag for several months now, amidst the strong performance of the Ghana cedi, government has subsidized the cocoa farmer with an amount of 1,114 for each bag of cocoa sold since the second quarter of 2025. Let me tell you another thing. From his own statement, it means that their macroeconomic management of the dollar is one of the reasons why the cocoa farmer is suffering. I'm not making why. And he is saying that he managed to subsidize the cocoa farmer by 1,100 from the first quarter of 2025. So if the cocoa farmer asks you, say, any family is
Debbie. And our minimum
and we don't seem to have clarity on any the first one. To be very honest, I am pen and was situation where people be confused. And I'm sure in the past few weeks, so we follow social media, you can see from the commentary. If either the person is complaining about, say, the electricity bill, and let's say will be complaining about transportation,
yes,
and will be complaining about spare parts, and I even school fees in poor, cocoa farmers and so complaining.
Yes,
will be sharing inbox. I am.
That's some of those can be opposition propaganda, opposition induced.
And can be funny, sir.
Sir,
Senka me saying can say that means
microphone.
Senka it means that I will be part. I will know and think I won't affect me. Say if that is the case, because will be security agency CDA.
Yes.
How is it your friend is saying opposition induced? You haven't paid them. The government knows say unto your mukai. So I just say will be teacher for 14 months. Saying me na me ko someone am ko buy.
Yes.
Omotu ya no muntu ya.
No.
Exactly. So I just electricity bill yi. Obi and also opposition induced. Tomatoes opposition induced. Obi niamana does. When you see the problem in here, man, they na quite burden so mama Ghana for say. Te say na okay ya woka abandon response any. And you know say we know it has been characteristic of the government from the mobile office.
I didn't hear.
Obi can say abandon we bar office no. The first in the unity, the first 4 months, how abandon in penny for, and then the party for taking over on mining across the country. Etutu galamsey center left right. Obe kaya member tena wo channel yusu kan say the kwanya galamsey afas we pijano. Ebro adwene ntiase so nti aban ne hu bibi. You remember the feedback almost say no kre. Na say your evidence galamsey escalate ayen fambra. And you remember say we spent almost a month trying to prove to the country and the government say galamsey has escalated. Emma, it had to take us 1 month to prove. After I was prepared, almost set up an emergency meeting with CSOs at the presidency. You remember? After I called meeting with CSOs by a pet, and almost you are fed here and Yatias here in Tino Galamsey, and see you be declare forest reserves and water areas, national security installations. You be deploy permanent
military presence.
Nana, Obi almost on my baby. Niamano Mokaya and Moody and almost on my and then also quite fast forward and chebia any who say baby abefebia almost say dollar abafem into Ghana koye mombonsem. That was the time I okabi almost say Mahama is the ho obi to me shiawo na komo de no o kase chale we can pay the fees. Our hostels if we 6,200 across 7,800 NDC for say Mahama is the ho. School fees, if 1,006, I cost 2,600. Mahama is the whole. Taxi drivers, any truck drivers, a catcher say spare parts, no, a cost. In spite of dollar above, Mahama is the whole. Obi, omo ya fe de do baby no. Eno mufi Mahama is the whole. Omo ba tetem. Mahama obi nya tetem. Ghana for don ombe 2 man teacher for tetem. And I kept telling you say, omo push your lack. I'm push your luck to the extent say good work akra omunya no. I said they were stretching it too much. Inti my view is that omun to omo was no omun step back. No omun ye a proper your friend is saying review of exactly what is going on in the country, and they will see the gaps and fix it. You remember I was one of the few people, in fact I was the first person to sit here and tell you say they were artificially manipulating our currency. Okay. Emma Mikacho said the omo ye no will come back to bite them. Ultimately, you remember I said this. Emma, and Crawford trouble me. I say, me pesa dollar and be coffee. And I said, no, yeah, pesa dollar and coffee. But if you want to drive the strength of your currency, do it through the real sectors of the economy. And yes, oko to gold figure I'm saying for her. Now I just cannot dumping into the. And I said this. Until you could do November. You do November, almost you or mine a year. Sisiano, they are buying pay beyond bay because almost sees your minor. Why? Because almost $14 about 10. Friend is saying fuel if 14 about 9. Inflation if 23 about 3. Obi 3% is the inflation in this country today. Yeah. Then I said, so no, there's something wrong. That was when the People's Forum, young guys, 30 of them, say for over 5 days, more analyzing the performance of the NDC. That was when he came and said, this government was running the economy and the country with the facade, with PR. Indeed, on paper, a lot of the macroeconomic indicators now improving. But it became quite apparent, obvious, there's a big disconnect between the macroeconomic improvement and the realities of the Ghanaian people. And the Kofa People's Forum bio. When we reassess assessment, you doubt it, because we felt they're different from the Abineka, and we decided to go and test it in the market. And then my first People Forum buyer, it came out and said, oh, Sadia no crampono. indeed, the cost of living today for the Ghanaian citizen is worse than when inflation was 23%, than when dollar was 14%, than when fuel was 40%. And it is a fact. It came out clearly. And when we finished that thing, they said, oh, miracles, party until now, 2 weeks later, now the Ghanaian people started now calibrating, validating that. Interfere all of a sudden, you realize we'll be caught there. No, I call 2024 receipt, you know, not their compare. Because before then, nobody was really doing it. Everybody was being driven by the government PR. And it's true. What we say, I don't know whether you've read the story of the men in the cave. There's this story we learned very early in the philosophy class at the University of Ghana. The men in the cave. They lived thinking, say, light is where they are. Because he won't work with them, or it's not darkness in him. Until by the time already 18, you know, he's able to find his toothpaste, he's able to find it, ask everything in the dark. Until no obien he actually thought he was in a light. To the extent, say, when one of them slept, Baku Johnny free cave with him or Bab until being shared, so Johnny Koshe cave with him. Said there be light in more danger, emano, than the darkness. And it happens. That is how human psychology is engineered. Anything will be every or one mobile. Anything will be very common and mobile. Anything will be very cranty will maybe I'll be near quite befa so the ebe do 2 trim and entity the amount. So it's true. By the time you do November 2025, you know, the government made a lot of Ghanaians believe say my brother is enough until we triggered the conversation. And today it has become clear. Say no, there's something wrong. It has become clear. Obi, tell me one thing that has improved in the Ghanaian person's life. The macroeconomic indicators have improved, but the output of the improved macroeconomic indicators, you know, is not on the paper. It is what we feel in our pockets. And the Obi catcher will say, Nana me back school, Ivandi, no to 6,200 for the hostel, and you to 7,800. Now catcher and say, but inflation above say, any inflation in 23. Now mean to 6,200. Obi wakabone.
On carbone, but say Obi nsu dealy, and answer say, we Ghana near also crack cars at the Bagana. And say, we crack car at the Bagana. Port duty above from because of CD now. That is savings in your pocket.
So the point is that let's admit, and I think the last time I made you said 10% to 15% of the population and are benefiting from our policies. You know? How about the masses? Accra, when you say between 75 to 80% of people who live in Accra for public transport.
Yes.
And he say they are in faso abane say fuel if 14 abanai. Na say me fa trotro, na trotro price ne ma fam. Emo bi abeka ho a. 15% pay so the masses were suffering at the expense of the few, and that's the point I have always made. The bia me can say nipa kakrebi, and you know the funny thing is say sa nipa kakrebi no so no omo no mandu dwom omo no munya radio so kasa omo na omo nanfo eye obi mo ene Dominic mo enti omo ba of course na me sesa $14 na me de kofa niam ba Ghana see 10 my benefit na me kraka ba Ghana na me sesa 14 and 10 my benefit. Me cry my private car, now me top 40 and then me turn 10, my benefit. So those people have benefited, but they are few. Masses, no. Me and me back school, our GIS, me $2. Me back school Roman rate, me $2, my benefit in bois. So those ones, but they are few, 10 to 15%. So the reality is that by the time we notice, no, this government had run about we had 12 months. Ni niamo ye nyina no, e kwama nipa kakra bi pe. And the masses, no. Ebre and a master no brain so brain so obi ante. It took the trigger and Obi when we started this you remember the insult. Friend is saying doomsayers. Omon the papa more minor, but today it's become real. Say we are right. The same thing happened to cocoa. Obi cocoa farmers were not paid in October. Yentuo muka November. Yentuo muka December. Yentuo muka January. Cocoa farmers and the bronya. Omo and the bronya they were not paid. Did you know about it? Did the government come to tell us about it? But cocoa farmers started some demonstration. No, they have been protesting since November. They have been almost call LBC's office. Christmas, December time, cocoa farmers purchasing class in LBC. The government suppressed all of this until we brought it out. Yeah, the Babonti wanted no more. Oh, miracles! I call cocoa farmers. We have go Babonti until we persisted. And of course, what the voice. Emma cocoa farmers no. I feel last. Abina fe abe admit it. ultimately no abina fe abina babe admit it. Oh gidi cocoa farmers asemono the president has invited and I said directed for an emergency cabinet meeting. This cabinet meeting should have been held in November. This cabinet meeting should have been held in December. Cabinet meeting no more Nancy, and it should have been held in January. Why did it take them so long? It took people to trigger the conversation. The government again was using PR to suppress the masses. Cocoa farmers are Ghana registered. We are 1 million and over registered. Obi omo register omo nka ho. Omo ye no omo manka. Who say cocoa farmers also there multiple wives. We are traditional people. Obi won ye 2 3. Obi won 11. Omo to be sure omo because omo ye adwuma. Omo no obi ani asem. Obi okay kaboma is about 5 million, but they enter omo voice. This government managed to suppress these voices, and nobody was hearing about the hardship of the cocoa farmers. Today, eventually, you persist with people like you, your help. And the millions of Ghanaians on my bra by way, obiade na nutumuno, I feel shamelessly, almost the emergency cabinet. Moko emergency cabinet by ya. Mwanya courtesy. Se mobe cocoa farmers and only could discuss in patch on the echo answer. What bets na cra now original microphone, ne camera in him. Now I say Yatimo Coco no so. There's some bedia munje and munje so a mountain hall. Obi the same applies to the a friend is saying Interior Ministry, Security Services, no, Immigration, Fire Service, Prisons, Police. I have it in my inbox almost every day. Almost any man with my inbox. And yet, allowances,
but almost salaries are paid.
Yes,
right?
but that's all. People don't live only on their salaries.
I get it. So I'm rent allowance.
The entire economic life, you know, and based on their income, he has earned it. They haven't paid some of them for a whole year. If you want the last time on Musaka allowances here, March, and you know, pay me see teacher for cry, allowances are buying way into your teacher for teachers, allowances are buying way into your. So I just say,
yeah, but the government is also barely 1 year in office. I mean, you don't expect to obey BBR within 1 year.
No. We are recurrent expenditure. Yankase kosi motorway. Obi yankase kosi airport. These are recurrent expenditure. When people work, they deserve to be paid.
Yes.
These are things that every government does. Obi, you claim said the economy was in shambles before you took over. That in shambles economy was paying all these allowances. Now, when our economy now improving now, we say dollar says Felicia is want to mean to allowances. Yeah, then what are we doing here? Obi, and what is the real benefit of the so-called macroeconomic improvement? Can you mention one benefit? If you cannot pay allowances, if you can't pay salaries, what is the benefit? Teacher for the next 14 months. Untumi fe bin kan ho yo. Omo ma ye adwuma no 14 months. Untumi nti omoka. Wo se economy a improve. Enti ono no teacher ni na o kira de wo mango ase no. Emfaso pa we nya e wo improved macroeconomic indicators no. Ene de ahin. E just o ka kira wo se ene e kotra fie na de ono ma inflation 23% na mbra. Omwa because inflation 23% no to your allowances no. Obi, there are very serious issues going on in this country. Now, you know, in order for them to cover their shame, I see the NDC people on social media, and this government, they're oral. Because
I must say, a lot of Ghanaians had faith in oral. Now, more and manuai dending are buying on your machines and manuai dending, but they should begin arresting and prosecuting.
Obi, they haven't they arrested and prosecuted people? Arrest and prosecute. Who arrested and prosecuted? I say, you want Brana Hana jungle.
No.
Obi, I'm going to say, Michiro. NDC for Nanka said, Tia Kunyas, you see a war officers. Omuka no run at you first.
A year appointees.
Omo Baymu and then notice NDC for no person Mutias, the NT and Yamato Dinia. Omokas appointees in Ankasakra, a domutino, a domotono.
Ora and a betiomo.
And that's at your mother, I say betiomo. That is if the definition of oral no, you're based on the Omo Motrogu books, Mundi and Achiomo. Now they watch you. Where then could you be? Me say it you. Because you see, we always said some of the things they were mentioned were senseless. Obi, how do you tell me, say, according to who view, no, Bank of Ghana building this one, according to who view, no,
yes.
Bank of Ghana building the board into their car around. Obey that you be one watching no. Obi, what watching? Say, according to war, no, according to war,
project expenses
to watch etu da ka ora ho na wo de ato party for trim na party for ni age
sir you recover sika EDC
o ko recover from o ko enti so you see etu we NDC na wutie na hu de enti a Bank of Ghana entumi nchi obi a it's because one kasa kra no omo ko ora one kan obi o pa ka cha ban we so on release sa book kese bi na oral committee ni on release na party for no say they won't collapse obi me say the fact say we say Bank of Ghana dynasty won bo din no eno je say obi aye bone it is a wo ye NDC na say wo to trim say o party say oba obeye oral be from Bank of Ghana wo na when your BP ya keke ko pedro bi no because Bank of Ghana na me no ka say NDC aban by so musisi market omo to tonkonya district assembly omo to tonkonya mo omo ye road me boa enti me aban foforo ba o say road bi na mo ye wo your friend is saying Ashanti region no according to aban foforo road ne bo odin todo nti oba ora we nyansa wo no atam road ne value no ensa no mo ye no nti omo tam road ne value no no mo de a book rim omo be 25 omo say
21 billion dollars
obi $21 billion I need a IMF ko je $3 billion $21 billion ni about $21 billion no me say Bank of Ghana de ne ka ho in fact my make say me kra na NDC for no yare more sa ora na mo mpeni for ne ka che mamuda tu mutrim no me say insase asase a obi ato abaya advertise asase obi akọ wakwakoto wetu aka ye de akọ o de akọ lands commission ya transfer of ownership amano se me no ka say ne asase ne ye ne dia mo mpeni for no tro sa asase no say o ma dwi no asase na me to no $100,000 no according to omo no omo gidi say asase no nke say $1 million enti omo de $1 million a share book nim e ka $22 billion omo ko je fi hwan wo obi na sa back o de fa de say ye ko court class court say ampa na say $1 million o be just kefi mo na say be do asase mo but o de ato party for trim say sa $1 million bi no e recover all it no bi anye bia sa ban e advert say oton asase oton $10,000 na me kokota me maye bone that it means say me e loot e ya ban na e advert and what oton wade na makokoto does it mean say my loot now if that principle is what is going to apply there and the national service for no moment to nyina nyina bedem obi nyina bedem NDC for penny for nyina bedem because aban for ba A4 sheet na o turn 20 cedis na buy to me catch us no na dwum na say 10 cedi into ora meboa obi it's senseless what the attorney general akasa ka che no o ka che we say a document na ora for the my here say
and you know also more further investigation
it's say to bo ase obi it doesn't work like we don't live in a jungle and you know this particular problem NDC for creating more followers when you BP no I can't Auditor General always creates that problem. Remember you and I even did that review some time ago. Auditor General you know auditor otumi ko honorable constituency yes school dan bi yes school dan wi ye no yen use ye Auditor General you know audit na or ye your friend is saying management reporter no watro school dan na yes na yes ye wi esi wa pepe but yen use ye nti school dan na boy saying 2 million no that be she say 2 million cedis. Inti ye Auditor General conversation yes 2 million Ghana cedis bi ayira obekono de wo mu an say ye the 2 million cedis school dan but na obi antini mo that time mo kwakoye audit no inti omo frɛ no or bibi on use then inti de ahye okoji sas kind free hwan ho inti sa what ncha na wo fa sa report na why do nyina ne say some 2 million Ghana cedis bi akwakoye dan akɔhye obi botom only for you to say they aye adwuma. And that's why I keep telling you, say if the definition of oral, no, according to the Nimuno book, Nimuno, and no pan a definition, it dia, and the NDC from penny for Nina bedem, open you run at yomo. Or run at yomo. Menoka say, in the minds of the Ghanaian people, Ken Oforiatta has been declared a criminal. But then I can Oforiatta here. Must say SML, me boy. SML no obi what the charges Nangasangasa at on SML.
From OSP
but ne ben pan na SML according to OSP no or say SML no needless me wa and can faso bi ni so
adwuma na omoso omo ba be na
enwu nya so be
dada
but
it was being done
by Ghana Revenue Authority for so say SML are there
Aye Juma. Some payments were made.
And almost yes, SML Juma no more yen pepe. Ghana Revenue Authority say SML Juma mo yen na hunya so mbe ya mom mboa. Ejuma mo yen ma SML mo yen ma hefo.
GRA.
Na kanofrata no ejuma GRA.
No, no your finance.
You see, enti say enye kanofrata na on pese obeba Ghana na ye joju no. Na wo de one man no paper bi ekura na we twa ne picture. Now they are better TV so now gu nanimu ase a. Kanofrata oba Ghana bi bie no obetumi ayero. But in the minds of Ghanaians today, wouldn't say Kanofrata a criminal. Eventually, Kanofrata shows up in Ghana. You start your criminal prosecution. You are not getting what you want to satisfy your followers because Ghana is not a jungle. Ghana is ruled by laws. Then what will happen to your followers? Omenya BP, and that is what is happening to them online now. BP, because you lied to your people, you misled them, you created a wrong impression in the minds of the people. Honorable Samuel Okudjota Blakwa, Oko Foreign Affairs Minister, Okoye Foreign Affairs Minister, onto A4 sheet, onto a pen. Sam George, Okoye Communications Minister, also a coders and onto computers. Sa computers no. We are sure pass here Sam George computers here wato. Ye the call Franco phones. Near question computers and na boy epe. It is Sam George
really respect no.
Aha, it is me kofa. Na me kasa Sam George akoto computer. Na computer not toy no. Me the compare the word Franco a ne boy dey say Franco nti orala. Sa che Sam George. You see, so when you have a bunch of leaders leading your political party who lead your party on sensations and lead your party on propaganda and a publicity public stance, that is what happened to you. NDC now the Attorney General will do his work as he has to do it. They are obeying BB substance if you know obey, but you see no more mounted too much pressure on the Attorney General. On to me young obi. There is nothing he can do about it. It has to go through due process. Openly, one court 8 years.
Sure.
Even the finance minister today, Honorable Kesel Ato Forsen, one court. At the time now all year campaign, I want to constituency, no ni court.
Yes.
Obeche chain inside no court that jail. On your boni biaya. But you have created an impression in the minds of your people. Say individuals are omo yo majuma. I serve your mind. One as a person, and your people were excited, happy. Think it's our 22 crown for her. In Ghana, you were $22 billion in your brace. Simply because would the book be wato book no wato edaho. Would the wato now they share with him. Say book na wato no according to no. Guess any boy one. Yes, say you two. And into the account now, all members are many. No, my dear tomb. I feel better in office one. And your man will defend. One is a Bank of Ghana governor, call Parliament, they could defend the building, Bank of Ghana building. Because they are now on Crawford, and that is what is happening. And I can tell you, no authority, may say, may catch there, and these members, they say, Omon copy BP, a drobinum. Now say, all round now, Mokano, a yes, hard definition now. Now, Okudjota Blakwa, somewhere, etro, Twitter, they are no mundo. Because no crack channel. Opa NDC penny be our political office and opa there make demonstration pie no make orasem pie no make orasem ye memma pie no make orasem because obi it is not as if say yempa accountability but niema no mo kai no sebe all the people sitting in the political office have realized they are senseless and that indeed if those things become law because don't forget obi say me for no go court on a certain basis na me jelina Abe presidents. It's almost one of them. Say, challenge many be a kikayano. See, I can see the cocoa to be president, but she ain't Inti, I didn't yani a kai by a boy. Now, this is for you're not the only persons your party have disappointed. Mo party no, I'm promise a friend is saying automated posting. I'm unnecessary teachers. I'm disappoint you. I'm promise cocoa farmers 6,500. I'm disappoint you. Oman promises on base CC boreholes e there and omo disappoint you omo disappointing nimpa bebre enye mo pe e bia mo de na e mo ya because mo hu senka mo de mo yebusuafo mo ka ho but normal with your political party o party no say all disappointing Ghanaians on different levels there normal so mo se so ma no normal and me no ka say teacher learn session examination omo so metwem omo to fees no kra mu omo kwotro omo to fees mu apart from so omo kwotro omo say to fees mu teacher for you disappoint you omo de asho mo ho na mo de ketu ebi musu in any case and yes the amote da mo twa na ora na hia yen why ye ora wie no nkrofo botom ebre ene yenya tomatoes nto obi hwe from bono techiman
and also unim reason
there now there be any reason
because of the terrorist attack
na dia na kufa terrorist attack no e jampio Ivy ko jampio bia na ba Ghana tama ntokwa kuo ntokwa na esi wo Ghana terrorist attack na esi wo Ghana Ukraine Russia won o man kan chese yenko wo Ghana afede munim se BBC wo baby etumi affect obi afede munim se ntokwa si wo oman bi so a etumi affect Ghana afede no mahu ayo no mka chese Russia Ukraine won na nsi wo Ghana nti say affect ye no ayo no mka ye ayo mo no mka ye obi enti enye mo pe na mo aban no e disappoint mo aban na disappoint nipa bebre so many stakeholders in this country have been disappointed by your own government enti manage your expectations mo aban no do betumi aya no mo ye no do betumi aya no mo ye bibi sonko bie no betumi paper so de na ene say wo hwe dia finance minister release ya kama inflation about 3.8 unprecedented ye hu bi kra da so I just say fueli afi kra de MPA for kra de anka be turn 2 cedi kama dollar aba bedu be 10 cedi kama but obi last se me take aswa na se me transportation na ye 5 cedi 2024 na fuel aba bedu 1 cedi and so still me kwa aswa me tu 5 cedi na 7 cedi and I mean for so be no so mame Oti abosi okai for complain on the bar about spare parts prices. Eba ne say na dollar ko fam so abosi okai for complain about spare parts prices. Afe obi ene what say $85 million bi aye be so $85 million ayera we fresh.
Enye $85 million na.
Subsidies.
What they are saying is goods be transit goods.
Na bani ne penny for atena so.
Tobo ma search.
Asem ko nyanti. Bro.
In the goods be transit goods. Honestly say every Togo na omode ko Niger. And omadwin say they will route it through Ghana. But National Security Intelligence etremo almost said that fake is almost routing it through Ghana, but the goods will end up on the Ghanaian market. And away there were 12 trucks, 18 trucks involved. But to me, actually, 12. 6 no, according to them, no, na omu. By no cry, and Ghana Link family who said they've been able to track SAR 6 into the information in our customs. What they've said, they say, so we shall 12 trucks now. Na gallon fuel you can say oil gallon kwa be 45,000 plus ena ewom tobo
Low hanging fruit ora
tobo
we would have proper
into almost say wo share the value duty value of sa nyoma na say truly na eba Ghana ena nipa na ba beton wo Ghana no we declare bibia anka value ni be 85 million. But because sena nkomo ye backdoor e de ewura system no no customs for be a duty de ma omo no o say
abani ne mpenifo bi ye duty
omo say customs
na cause omo ye private
eno de wo betimi aka ne sa me report fact no
o de do so da wa kwa defend wo eduma no
miracle
attack about no
opposition dey meet me
why into me report fact
no but the fact is that customs are buying penny
customs officers be and was
are buying penny for na cause omo ye private eduma
that is you can say that
no but that is the truth customs
I've not said you are wrong
no
you can say that
so we agree on that
we agree on
that
in the customs officers now a year duty more a duty of 2 million rather than the real value of 85 million. That's the issue.
Okay,
finance minister.
So the summary of the Okani thing is abiding in penny for be a more customs. A common boom and a some more buying 85 million or more 2 million.
Yes.
Or a Dafembo will be. But there's an honorable difference, and they say, I buy penny for the coach. When I see that pano, a private sector, and the coach is in the he ways in the farmers. OSP or a private sector. OSP or a private sector. Oh, Jabutre. OSP your private sector, a public institution.
Yes.
Adamboa.
Yeah.
A your public institution. It is what is it talking about? It is for women. You are meant to say. Obi the fact of the matter, they say, a way oral at Dafembo. Omonkoko Dieno. No more Attorney General no investigate.
No, see, I what they've done. They say because of much cars in the GRA for Chima, they will sell
85
everything.
million Ghana cedis.
Even when they sell, mind you, say 85 million a year, just the duty. And the actual value of goods, they quite a year.
I bet you to your cocoa, you have for 200,000.
Or more beton your money.
I bet you to your cocoa, you have for 200,000. Cocoa, you have for 200,000. So ask a bit to your car. So see, the question you know, wasn't me buy me car, so mine my hey, me to Grammy. The question you know, say, what can I buy any gaslight? What can what gaslight? To say, what my say, be I say, Sabi, why do you hear you? Me why did you mash monsa? Who 14th month? Who ya born in your car? Say, Kufa, you go away. Okay, yes, yeah, Juma. Oh, that's okay, Kufa. 14 months. And if I am home, if I am home, be. So this government should stay focused. Sure. Don't keep your eye on the opposition. Opposition there on the Juma say obe highlight you. Say yeah. Juma no. Yeah, they would about nonsense. What the say you will take your time. You will focus on the issues and fix it. What I say, because who opposition sa na wonso kasa ye sa. Enti yes you dey be kasa sa, but you must focus and get the job done. Me no kasa about 5. People are going to be queuing. Me say na some golf house.
Yes.
Yes. Queue no be 1 kilometer. Na me rekra o.
More peka.
Omu nyampo. Ne bo no aye times 2, times 3. Oka ban say na nanse na start here. Na enye say wo ho ntine do ba ye. Na say troka say na obebo de do ba be ye den. Say troka say na obebo dia ye do ba e be ye den. Ana won concentrate na won ye adwuma na e de ama say ye den ye no.
Okay.
Obi se me de manusia. Let's say be kokoko no so.
Mate, ndi ma minti.
This is ni preko. Na mafa me 3 sets na mamia. Why are you complaining?
Because I think your point is well made.
What Obi Mbefiso?
Yes.
If your incompetence, clueless, poor trading decision has led to the poor farmer losing 1,030 Ghana cedis, the assessor will catch no. Ya dear beton or sooner na kuma to yim. But on metra radio so can just a Wellington boot to walk of him to on this canessa. And my catcher is a wood decide walk of him on this canessa. Osmao set na cocoa born on 7,200 and by 4,000.
No.
What kind of carelessness is this? And the farmers are struggling. And you are sitting on radio telling him say Wellington boot above him. And you know on this canessa.
It is a lie. Government sold over 80% of all the cocoa that he had in its warehouse.
You're making the case worse.
It was sold.
Then why are you reducing prices?
Drop. It was sold before the drop. It was sold before the drop.
So why are you
that
reducing
is
prices?
why government is saying, telling you, say, only 18% and our system.
Then why are you reducing price?
And then it will be strange to reduce the price
so,
to 18%.
Yes.
And I make sure I say, and the Crown government is still saying, say, he will pay the original price.
Yeah, no,
yes,
that's just 50,000 tons.
That is what I'm telling you. The old young farm buy say no. Or no, I buy so what in
the if you sold 80 of your expected weight.
So that's propaganda. And
how is the price determined?
Miracle. When I was doing it, so stop lying. But you can call cocoa marketing company right now. It is a lie.
What is a lie?
O can't trust it. I buy cocoa business go or my price across. It's a lie. It was all forward sold.